Hello, trading has closed on the 10th of December 2024. We always start with our disclaimer. We'll go over our calls, make our predictions. It's my trading plan for Wednesday, which is December 11th, 2024. Please remember my calls can be wrong. Trade at your own risk. There's an open house tomorrow with Rod David. No credit card. All you have to do is tune in, and if you want more information on the system he uses, I interviewed him today. It's on YouTube. You just have to search for Rod David Interview 10 DEC 2024, and you can see how he does things. No charge, got nothing to lose. Today we look for the pattern with the early high, which is this. We said it had an early low, which didn't have to be under the early high. Didn't mean it would be, but it just didn't have to be. We said as long as this low held, we had a possibility of a rally, even going as high as undoing all of yesterday's drop. Well, as long as that held, we could rally, but once that fell, there was bombs away on the downside. And that's why we said it wasn't a lock that would happen. We don't have a target for the end of the correction. I don't think it'll be too long or too steep, but I don't think it's over. During the day, MEJT said this drop is false, gives us a target of 60.5920. Says this move is false, it retraced. Now it gives us a target of 60.4890, says this drop isn't for real either. So as long as we don't gap down smartly, this calls for higher prices tomorrow. But that doesn't mean we're not going to gap down smartly. We certainly could. Usually you're going to stop at one of the targets of this triangle. Here was the ending diagonal triangle. You can take this swing, set it at 23.6. You get a beautiful Fibonacci grid. You get a hit at 38.2, a hit at 61.8, a hit at 50. Here's 61.8 again. 78.6. Not only does it hit there, it also hits pretty much the two MEJT targets. It's a great Fibonacci grid. All these things are related, and it usually stops at 100%. We've now gone past 100%, and now that support has become resistance. So I'm not certain this decline's over. I certainly don't have a count that says it's over, and even though I don't like to go against my system, which has helped me for 22 and a half years already, if you gap sharply in the undesired direction, the call's killed before the open, and since we've gone past the usual target of the triangle, I have no assurance we're not going to gap down sharply. I don't think this decline's over. I think we now have some more evidence that we completed 5 waves up. This took 4 months. You're not going to have the correction completed within 2 days. It's going to take probably weeks to correct this before the rally resumes. Even though this is usually the most bullish period of the year, that looks like it's going to hold for now. No guarantees in this world, but so far it's certainly acting like it. Doesn't mean you won't pull back along the way. Well, Wednesday's pattern has the early high regardless of where we open. The CPI report comes out Wednesday, PPI Thursday. These economic reports can affect prices in ways I can't predict with a sufficient degree of accuracy. There are higher MEJT targets. Unless we gap down smartly, the rules call for them to print. Now, such a gap is entirely possible as you've gone further than the minimum target of the ending diagonal triangle and they're under resistance. I just can't count this decline as being over, and it's unlikely a 4-month rally will have a correction lasting only 2 days. Now, the next lower MEJT target I have is 5904.73, and we have a TDST line at 58.8726 with support going up to 1 bar under the line. those prices are not that far away. It's entirely possible they'll print before the rally resumes. Those are also within a prior fourth wave, somewhere in here. So somewhere in here. What's the low here? Low is just under 5,700. So somewhere between 5,700, 5,900, that's a good place for this decline to stop. Now, of course, if we gap up here, then I have to get my eraser out. That can always happen. But for right now, it looks like this is the real thing, that we're going to probably be correcting for a while, but not a disaster. And once the correction's over, I think we're going to be in wave 3 up. We have higher targets for tomorrow. If we don't gap down smartly, they're favored to print, and I don't know what's going to happen with these economic reports, but I can't count this decline as being over. And if they do print, I don't think we're just going to go straight up again. We've got more work to do on the downside. And for right now, at least, I think long positions have to be considered counter-trend trades unless we take out the all-time high with some kind of conviction, and I'm not certain that's going to happen. So it's the pattern tomorrow with the early high. We have targets, but also a major economic report, and I can't count this decline as being over regardless of what happens tomorrow. And that's today's call.